Welcome to another edition of The Audit, where we get to talk to various guests. We get to interview them. We audit their lives. We try to know what their journey has been from schooling, career, to where they are now. People with interesting stories which can inspire every one of us. So today we are in Kisumu City, close to Madaraka Day, and we are hosting one of the young entrepreneurs in the lakeside town. The guys who run the events and logistics side of the business in Kisumu. Today we are hosting one of the biggest events operators in the region, the guy who is behind the Homeland events, Eddy Anayo. Karibu.
Thank you so much, Robert Alai,
Yes.
and thank you so much for the opportunity for me actually to come to tell my story to the people. Philip Eddy Anayo is my name. Born, bred in Kisumu, most of my life. Yeah.
Born in Kisumu.
Born in Kisumu, actually in Nyalenda. Yeah. So I'm a ghetto boy.
The chief's control.
Yeah, I'm a ghetto boy. As time will actually, if time allows, I will give actually the whole history. But then I went to Joelomino Primary School from class 1 to class 7. Then later went to Sony Complex for my class 8. High school, I went to Kanga High School. Yeah,
The Kanga.
Yes. Actually, Kanga National School right now. One of the best schools.
It was a provincial then.
Yeah, then it was a provincial school, but still was performing like a national school. You remember then we had so many schools that were performing better that they had not been upgraded for to get the national name standards. Then later I went to College of Insurance.
In Karen?
Not in Karen, is it South Sea? South Sea. Yeah, then after that, I went to KCA, where I did my accounting, then later did my finance, then went to Strathmore and still currently
College of Insurance, you did what?
College of Insurance, I did, it's called insurance, diploma in insurance. Yeah, I did diploma in insurance in College of Insurance.
Then you changed to finance.
Then I changed to finance after some time. Actually, my dad, I would say my dad forced me to do insurance simply because he wanted me to work in insurance department in a place where he was working. So it was not something for my choosing, but then it is my parents who chose it for me.
Yes.
So I never got to actually experience the real life of insurance. But sometime in life, I got to open my own insurance agency. So thanks to him who forced me to do something I didn't
You
like.
opened your agency?
Yeah, we're actually having an agency with some partners.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from KCA you did what?
KCA I did finance.
Yes.
Yeah, and later did HR.
What? You're doing everything.
Yeah,
Insurance, accounting, finance.
No, I got to do some of these things. It's my choice to do them now because having been a manager, looking at what I have done within time, I realized I needed some knowledge and skills to enable me prosper further.
So some of them you did while you were an adult already.
Actually,
working.
I did most of them when I'm an adult.
Yes.
And I'm still in school right now.
So you're the real hustler.
Yeah,
Because you
actually.
started from diploma, and it doesn't mean that you have to do a degree.
No. Actually, one thing that I normally say that today, even if, of course, I have kids, when the time reaches and they fail to go to the university, I'll not force anybody to rewind to go to the university. There's so many ways to kill a rat. You can start with your diploma and proper.
Yes.
And then there's nothing good as going to school when you really want to do it, not when your parents are forcing you to do it.
Yes.
Because now I know the reason why I'm going to school,
You know
and
what
I
you
basically go to study what I want to do.
Yes.
Yeah. So
And what is going to be important?
what's going to be important to my career. So currently, the last 3 years, I've done quite a bit of lovely courses at Strathmore.
Yes.
Yeah, one called EDP, Entrepreneurship Development Program, that really helped me so much. Then the last one that I did was OMP, Honors Managers Program. This is a course for only managers. Short ones. It's very expensive, but trust me, it is worth it because the kind of people you get to network in the class, by the time you get out of that class, you're just somebody way above where you were before.
Let's go back to after school, immediately after diploma. So were you employed somewhere?
Surprisingly, I've had a funny life. I wouldn't say I've actually been employed anywhere. I wouldn't say I've actually earned a pay slip anywhere, apart from my latest life that I'll talk about in political life. But after doing my College of Insurance, I went back to Sony.
Yes.
Right? Yes. But I realized I will make more money by being a broker of the guys who had sugar
Yes.
cane in the farm and were unable to bring them to the factory,
Yes.
and the rich guys who had money and were unable to farm.
Yes.
So this is basically what I did.
Yes.
With the connection I had to get guys who had farm very remotely. Before, unlike now, the sugar doesn't take much time in the farm.
Yes.
We had like sugar cane that had taken 3 years, 4 years,
Never harvested.
no harvesting.
Yes.
So there's something called non-contracted cane.
Yes.
These non-contracted farmers, they can take the sugar cane in any factory that they want.
Yes.
So this is what we were doing.
Yes.
We simply had the money, we go and buy a farm, cut it, take it to the factory.
Yes.
And I will make my cool about 5K, 6K on a daily basis.
Yes.
And like going to the office where my dad wanted me to work as a white-collar job and earn 30,000, not 25,000 per month. So actually that brought a lot of friction between me and my dad.
Yes.
Because my dad saw me as that person who would work in an office, earn money, put a suit. But on the contrary, taking back my life when I was a young guy and owned a bicycle, actually, let me take you back a bit where my entrepreneurship skills came from. In Nyalenda is a ghetto. So getting somebody with a bicycle wasn't easy then. I would say I was the only person who owned a bicycle from Kachok.
Which bicycle? Black Mamba.
Black Mamba.
Yes.
No, the mountain bike. I actually got it from some wind in Milimani.
Yes.
All the way from Kachok mega city
Yes.
to Dunga.
Yes.
I am the only one who owned a bike.
Yes.
And this bike I started doing hire at an early age. And
So you hired
surprisingly,
out?
yeah, I was hiring it out. At Robert Alai, I first had my account at class 5 at Postbank. That's something that people really don't know. So
How
sometimes
did you have a account? Through your dad? Because
Through my mom. Through my mom. You remember Postbank? No, of course, my dad, for a very long time, we young people, we are always closer to our moms than our dads.
Yes.
So I had my first account at class 5. That was in Postbank account.
Yes.
And every evening, every weekend, I will hire out the vehicle. And then my mom will take me to the bank so that I'll go and bank the money. So that's where actually my entrepreneurship came from. So after school, I did the brokerage. And I made quite a bit of money through the brokerage. And of course, there was a fallout. There were some issues with Sony then, and I had to leave the place.
Okay.
And my next journey was to have a video operating shop in Kitere.
In Kitale?
Kitere is in next to Kanga. Yeah, so I had my video shop there, operated for some time.
Selling what? Selling?
No, video, it was booming then, having a place and putting a DSTV, people will come and watch football, pay me 10 bob, 30 bob.
Yes.
And then they happened to be an uncle of mine that I won't I must mention, he's one of the people who has propelled me to the level where I am today. He saw the vigor in me, saw the opportunity in me, and actually brought me to Kisumu to help him manage his car hire. That was Swiss Travels.
Yes.
That is where I started my car hire business. Yeah, it's through my uncle, actually Fred Wagoro, who currently also is a relative, because besides allowing me to do whatever he was doing as car hire, I also happened to marry from the same family with him. Yeah, so we're more tighter than before. Yeah, so after that, after Swiss Travels, I opened my own farm. We had some bit of issues.
How long did you take at Swiss?
Swiss, I took about 1 year, 3 months.
Yes.
That was in 206.
Yes.
Yeah. So while in Swiss, I also got opportunity, to go and study abroad.
Yes.
That's one thing that people really don't know about me.
Yes.
In 207, there was an interview for young entrepreneurs in Nyanza, and I was top.
By who? Who was
it was Heartland University.
Yes.
They're based in the US, Chicago, Illinois. So I was actually chosen the chairman, and I had an opportunity to lead a delegation of 10 entrepreneurs all the way from Kisumu to Chicago, Illinois. Oh, the most unfortunate thing when I arrived there, it was winter. And anybody who has lived in the US will tell you that there's not a cold place like Chicago.
Yes.
So while I went there, I only had one car then. And the time difference. So I'll be in class during the day, and the night when I'm supposed to be sleeping, I'm busy making calls in Kenya, how my car has gone to work, blah, 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 So I found it a bit
You already
difficult.
had the business you're running?
Of course. I already had the business. I had one car,
Yes.
though I had not started my company. Yes. So I actually knew where I was going. My vision of where I wanted to be in life was very clear, way from when I was a young guy. So in Chicago, my first week, my second week, my third week, I told these guys, man, I can't make it here. I need to go back home. I was asked, are you normal? Land of honey. You're being paid sponsored. For, fully sponsored. And I was being paid $20 per day.
A degree?
Yeah, it was a program, just a program,
Program,
yeah. But for 1 year.
Yes.
Are you really normal? Because you were being trained. Actually, I was attached to one of the companies that had one of the biggest tours and travel company, because you were being attached to things that were relevant to what you were doing here.
Yes, yes.
To cut the story short, of course, they called some guys to counsel me, to guide me, and tell me the more reason why I should stay in the US and I should not come back home. My dad called me, all my family members. The mayor then, Sam Okello, called me, are you normal, our son? You're somebody you're proud of. You've been taken to the US. Why are you coming back? But I told them, man, I want to come back because I see my future in Kenya. I already know where I want to go. And I'm coming back because there'll be an opportunity where I'll be able to travel anywhere I want, when I want. But for now, I think this is not the best place for me.
Yes.
They brought some Kenyans. I remember making one of my greatest friends is called Otieno. He took me from the place where we were staying. He stayed with me for 2 days, tried counseling me that I should stay. I told him, no, I need to go back home. So I came back home. Everybody not happy, my dad not happy, my family not happy. But I picked from where I left.
Yes.
And
the taxi business. How was it
on the taxi business.
You came back after, you
say? I came back after 3 weeks. Nobody believed it. Actually,
you didn't like the food or just entrepreneurship?
It's not that I didn't like the food, but then I had one car and I had plans of buying more. Taking me to stay in the US for 1 year, I was just going to kill my dream. Yeah. So that's the reason why I had to come. So I came back. And I'll tell you, Robert, a lie without mincing my word. In 2 years' time, I had quite a number of one clientele, 2 vehicles, and so many other things that I can't really mention. So I don't regret having come back. But the good news is I can now fly to the US anytime I want.
Yes.
And like if I would stay there, probably I would have stayed there like some of my colleagues stayed. To date, they have never come back. Yeah, so this issue they never came back, because of that notion that there's too much money there or something of the sort.
And they have not finished their entrepreneurship.
No, they did, of course. And you know what happens in the US when people go to US, they want to stay there.
Yes.
I am one of the people who believe if you cannot make it home, you cannot make it there.
Yes.
The truth of the matter is there's a lot of opportunities in the States. But the opportunities are also, if you look at the earning, it is just also commensurate to what you're spending.
Yes.
So unlike we think those people have much. The systems work and it's very expensive.
Yes, very expensive.
So they will only enjoy, I'm sorry to say, they mostly enjoy their money when they come back home here. But whatever they earn versus the opportunity versus the kind of things they pay for me, it's not worth it. That's why I came back home.
Came back, picked from the one taxi.
I think, man, at some point, I think I owned 30, 40, 50 cars. Man, I can't even talk about it.
Ranging from the smallest to the biggest.
Robert, and not that I'm blowing my own trumpet, but you cannot do the history of car hire in Western Kenya without including me in it.
Without mentioning.
I will say I was the first one to buy a bus for hire, specifically for hire.
Which type of bus?
It was a bus 44-seater. And after selling mine to date, 12 years, nobody has ever bought. So how do you do history without me? I was the first one, to buy a VX. And the only one to have a Mercedes for hire to date. Yeah, so car hire, it's a big industry, because people have to travel in hospitality and everything.
Who are the consumers? Who are the major consumers here? The businessmen, the NGOs, or the politicians?
Then the NGOs were actually our minting, money minting scale. Of course, the politicians, the everyday weekend politicians who want to hire the Prados, those are also there. Yeah. But then the NGOs. But things changed, Robert Alai. Yes. I will come to that. That's why I came also to events. Things changed when the NGOs started leaving and,
the funding started going down.
Yeah, the funds started going down. And I think I also reduced my fleet at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was getting into politics.
The NGOs were taking short-term, long-term.
NGOs were taking long-term. You are guaranteed your car going out from Monday to Friday. Then on Friday evening, you give it to the politicians.
Yes.
Until Sunday evening. Then again, Monday, the cars goes to Friday. So basically, you were busy throughout. Yeah, I remember then I had a staff of I had 46 drivers. You know, managing 46 drivers is not something easy.
Crazy.
I will tell you, it's not easy.
Some of them have come from very different backgrounds. And managing
drivers is something that it's one of the hardest things, but I still managed to do it.
46 drivers.
Yeah, and those are some of the reasons why I went back actually to school, you know. Yeah. Because you cannot manage these guys without knowledge. You have to upgrade yourself to be able to be appointed.
The temperament, the knowledge, the skills, the human.
Exactly.
You know, So that's why you became known as the Eddy Fiaton.
Exactly. Actually, Eddy Fiaton, I'm more known on Eddy Fiaton than Eddy Anayo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, because Fiaton was a brand that I built.
Yes.
It is a brand that I really struggled to build. And it is a brand that I'm proud.
How did Fiaton come?
Oh, Fiaton now. Everybody asks me about how Fiaton came. Fiaton, actually, my first name is Philip.
Yes.
That's something people really don't know.
Yes.
So, Philip Fiaton. Then the Aton is my dad's name. So it's Fiaton.
Okay.
Philip Aton.
Oh.
Yeah, Phil Aton. Yeah. Yes. So that's where Fiaton came from.
Oh, that's where Fiaton.
Yeah.
But you know the Kenyan market is a copycat market.
Yeah.
If you start selling maragwe or maembe today in one shop, everybody copies you. You didn't have copycats? People coming to copy what Fiaton was doing.
Robert, there are people who do business, they're entrepreneurs.
Yes.
I'll say I'm an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Because I am that guy who do disruptive, marketing.
Yes.
There's nothing new me and you are going to do that nobody has ever done.
No.
Yeah? Just like Ciala here.
Yes.
Ciala is building an hotel. Not that nobody has ever built an hotel.
No.
But why is Ciala, so unique? No. Yes. That is me. Why was I unique? I do disruptive, business. While everybody was buying small cars and comfortable with them, yes. I went for the bus.
The VX.
Yeah. Well, everybody was comfortable with the small car. I disrupted the market by starting to buy the big cars. So that's actually what gave me a leverage above others.
Yes.
So I am one kind of person that, of course, I will sit, research, but find a way of how to disrupt that is already there to bring it out in a manner that is actually unique. Yeah, and new, because people always want new things, especially we Luos, Yes. We don't fear spending, but we want good things in quality. Yes. So once I realized these guys in the Western class is what they need.
Is in our DNA.
Why not?
Yeah.
Went to the airport, gave them the best that they want. I built my brand, built my pocket, as I built my family. So that's it.
Yeah. So the copycats and also the perception out there is that Kisumu is a very small market. Nobody knows Kisumu beyond the condeles and the demonstrations and our love for politics. Everybody tries to package Kisumu as a political or as a consumer city. Tell them about these consumer offerings. The offering, the spenders in Kisumu, the people who spend. Because hiring business is not for the common man. Hiring cars is not for the common man.
True. People copy not because they want.
No.
People copy because they want shortcuts.
Yes.
People don't want to invest on research.
Yes.
I'm about to do pig farming, but if I were to give you,
have you been inspired
my costing.
Have you been inspired by Tumbi?
No, not by Tumbi. Actually, Robert, yes. I have been doing my research for the last 2 years. Yes. And if I will give you my costing in terms of what I've incurred in my pursuit to do pig farming, you will be shocked.
Yeah.
I have gone to Uganda. Yes. I have gone to Tanzania. I have gone everywhere. To most of the big guys who are doing farming. So that is one thing that our people don't research on. Our people wants to see Ciala doing business and somebody simply because he has money, yes. he wants to build a replica of structures in, somewhere else.
Yes.
That is not business.
Without researching.
Yeah, without researching. Now, that is where we go wrong. The good thing with it is you don't spend much as the person who is photocopying,
yes.
but your business will not last long.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of things you did not learn in the process way before you started. I am one guy who do my research 2-3 years before. Like the event guys, when time comes, I will tell you. It is a research I started doing just when I got into parliament, the Kisumu County Assembly Parliament. And I did it 5 years after. And like people now who have seen events thriving, who thinks I am making so much from it and just want to copy paste. They will go and buy a stage and put somewhere, buy a son. That is not how it's done. Kisumu, of course, it is assumed, it is perceived to be a consumer market. But that is an individual perception. If you want to perceive Kisumu as a consumer, then it will also consume you. But if you want to look for an opportunity in Kisumu to make money, then it is equally there. Yeah. While everybody is thinking of consuming, then you need to solve that problem and bring that is not there. Exactly. So are you finding out a problem and solving it? More people who make money find out a problem and find a way of sorting out the problem.
Giving a solution to the problem. Then they make
The
money.
The pursuit of finding the problem is actually, there's a lot that happens under it. There's a lot of sacrifice. Yeah, you know, when your friends are partying, you're busy researching. When your friends are partying, you're busy saving.
You know, the first time I met you, it was where? That place in Allingam. It's called what?
Where was it?
That place, that's Kafani Pub. Yes, is a club in Allingam. This one next to Allingam. You used to go there a lot, and you are partying and you are drunk.
I was drunk.
And nowadays, when I hear that Eddy drinks only tea.
Yeah, because that's why I said there's a lot of sacrifice that goes behind every successful person.
Yes. You know, the risk you have to take.
Because you're not going to buy that car, you're not going to buy that instrument if you decide to drink with it. So you have to forfeit that amount of money. The 18,000 that you have to take with the Glenfiddich, you have to sacrifice it, keep it for quite some time. That calls on discipline. Yeah. Keep it for quite some time, then have a substantial amount that you can use to purchase.
Yes.
So, Robert, sometimes people see successful people and they think they got it overnight, and they think that it just came.
Your journey has not been overnight.
My friend Alai, there's a lot that goes behind any successful business.
Tell me the experiences you had at Fiaton. How was it, you know, apart from dealing with the drivers, managing clients? You know, because some clients, like the politicians, they might be showing off outside there, but some of them are very hard to pin down and make payments. Because also you give them on friendship, and they have a lot of networks to offer you, so you know.
And I actually laughed when you told me to talk about my personal experience, and especially when you call politicians.
Yes.
The truth of the matter is, even way before I was a politician, I actually knew 99% of the politicians, and they actually knew me by name. All the way, you know, when you talk about from Baba and everybody, because I was the king of car hire. So it goes without saying that the king has to be known because he is providing a unique commodity that you need. So basically, you have to know him. Then comes also the airline.
Yes.
If you will talk to Captain Kiran and Captain Aluvale, the owners of the former Jetlink, they will tell you they have a lot of respect for me because in the manner in which we introduced that airline in this market. You know, having been doing car hire, and most of my clients come from, actually fly to Kisumu, you know, I had that first hand to convince them on which airline to use. Yeah. So my personal experience with clients is both good and bad.
Yes. Yeah, we've had the good experience. Tell us one good.
The good experience that when you have a good relationship with a client, they will always stick by you.
Yes.
And they will always refer people to you.
Yes. And even me, up to date. There's one car you gave away which I still regret. I know. The double cabin.
I know the 706 is one car that you really love, but I got a better deal for it. But soon I'm getting more because I realize people love double cab because of the terrains around this area. But my lesson with good clients, good relationship, they will support you, they will respect you, and they will pay you.
Yes.
Yeah. When somebody doesn't pay you, that means they don't respect your business and they don't respect you. So you have to know when to stop. I have a lot of friends that I also don't do business with. We are friends.
Your friends.
We are just friends. We can't do business with them because I know them. Biashara pana. Not all your friends you must do business with them.
Yes.
And not all your friends want the best for you.
No.
Some are just there to mess you up.
Yes.
So you have to know who to do what with.
Yes.
There are those friends that I take with tea. There are those friends like you that I do with business. They respect me and they will pay me. And there are those friends alike who will take my car and never pay me. So I will try and avoid them.
Eddy Anayo.
Yeah, exactly. So such kind of friends, you don't need them when you're growing your business. And that's why sometimes I like our brothers, you know, from Central, you know. They don't mix relationship, friendship, family, and business.
Yes.
Business is purely business, and relationship is purely relationship. That is one thing our people here do not understand.
Yeah.
Next, they will say that you're bragging, unaringa, so many other things that personally,
But the
it's never been my
bragging, the
issue.
pride and bragging is the DNA of Luos, so it's part of our lifestyle. And
yeah, it's part of our lifestyle.
But sometimes people abuse your generosity.
There's also a thin line between confidence, and actually and bragging and something. When
Pride,
you're too confident,
Yes.
people will always mistake you.
Yes.
Yeah, for being arrogant or something of that sort. But it's just knowing what you want.
Okay, back to Fiaton.
Yeah.
From Fiaton, you moved to events.
From Fiaton, I actually
You
went
became
to
a
politics.
politician.
I became a politician.
How did you become a politician?
Oh,
Who
man.
inspired you? MCA?
I don't know. I don't know.
And you ran against Baba.
If, Robert,
Yes.
I know with no uncertainty that I've always wanted to be a politician.
Yes.
And that was then.
Yeah.
And I still know with no uncertainty that I still want to be a manager of resources on behalf of the people. And that means, therefore, that someday, if God gives me life, I want to be a governor.
Yes.
Yeah. But I don't know. For some reasons, I was convinced over some drinks, and I was told I can make a good politician.
Who convinced you over
I can't over drinks. Then,
people gave you alcohol.
and then I wanted to be an MP.
Yes.
Now, the most unfortunate thing, the next person that I have to mention in life is Abdul Omar.
Yes.
This is one guy who really, really also mentored me.
Abdul Dubai.
Abdul Dubai.
Yes.
So when I showed my interest
Very
for
good
politics,
man,
a very good man,
very humble
big
man.
heart.
Yes.
I
I've
have never
somebody
met
like
a man like Abdul Dubai. Yeah,
Aye.
he's a good guy.
Yeah.
So then again, Abdul from nowhere tells me he wants to be an MP. Then I'm like, now, I have to sacrifice.
It was around the same time
The
you
same
guys
time.
wanted. Yes.
Actually, I declared first before Abdul.
Yes.
Yeah, but me, I declared in my heart. I was just still consulting and researching within myself and my family.
Yes.
Then suddenly Abdul came out with it. But for the respect and the friendship I had with Abdul, I had actually to sacrifice.
Yes.
And I still believe if I would have gone, then I would have won. Because besides Abdul being good, of course, there's those color racism that affected him, besides being good. But then that's story for another day.
Yeah.
So I went for the MCA. And of course, young, good-looking, vibrant, moneyed,
A good organizer, good network. Yeah.
I had money then.
Yes.
It goes without saying,
Yeah.
And of course, I went for politics. I did the kind of campaign I did. I think everybody, it was so visible.
Yeah.
It was, there's no way you'll miss to see my photos and my things everywhere.
Yes.
I did the PR, the people who were behind. It was
yeah.
good. And of course, I was the people's
You already
darling.
married then?
Not officially, but of course I had a wife.
Yes.
And we went to it. It wasn't easy. Going against Adui Seth Kanga Nyang, who was actually then until now the chairman of ODM, Kisumu Central, my friend. That was the battle of tyrants.
Yes.
But of course, with the little money I had, with the confidence, I said, I'm taking you on. And of course, I took him on.
And
I beat him. I was like, remember my nickname was Toto.
Was PDP.
No, not in PDP, ODM. I beat him fair and square in nomination.
Then what happened? Because you never went to...
And of course, Abdul also had his issue, but our certificates were taken. ODM is a party of
his own people. Yeah.
Once in a while you do your things, but it's taken.
Yes.
Oh, that fateful night, Adu was announced as the leader, and I said, oh, man,
As
the winner,
yes.
as the person who had gotten the certificate. And of course, I walked and went home. I've seen my dad cry twice. One, when my mom passed, and second, when I lost the nomination. The next day, my dad came to the house and actually chased everybody who was in my house and told them, nyinyi mnamaliza pesa ya mtoto wangu, kwendeni huko. He's not vying again. My dad was literally crying.
Yeah.
And shedding tears. And I shed tear. And told him, Dad, no problem. I have left it. What did I do? Went to my safe, took some little dollars, went to the airport, flew to Rwanda.
To do what?
It was a painful, it was a painful.
He wanted to...
I just wanted to relax. And of course, I told my parents that I'd stopped. While in Rwanda, the SMSs and everything, the women calling me and telling me, we are giving you this thing with any party. You must come back.
Yes.
Hey. My friend, the day I came back, the kind of warm reception I got all the way from the airport, I actually changed my mind and said, liwe liwalo, we are going with another party. But Robert, there's something about me that very few people know, maybe my family members, because we pray every day. I am a good believer. And there's one thing that I prayed and said, maybe God wanted to do something through me. And I said, I'm going for it. And of course, I took PD party, went with it, and won. So,
those are the first people. PDP.
Yeah, not only did I win with a party that was not ODM, but just like I said, God wanted to do something with me. Then now, I was actually the minority leader. Yeah. So I became the minority leader then, and that came with a lot of powers and trappings of powers. Yes. So I would actually say I enjoy having been an MCA with a party. Of course, ODM is my party, it's in the blood, but being an MC with an alternative party, because it gave me an opportunity to reflect and of course also to lead the minority, who are people who are not members of ODM.
How many are you in the minority?
I think we were only 3, because going against ODM in Kisumu is not something for the ordinary. I'll tell you for
3
sure.
of you.
Yeah.
One is minority leader, the other one minority whip.
Yeah, and of course 2 nominated. Bob, your friend, was nominated, having vied with the party in Nyakacha.
Yes.
So he got an opportunity to be nominated. So it was a good experience. But there's something also that people don't know. That on my third month, Robert Alai, actually, well, in Netherlands, I had decided that I was not going to vie as an MC again. But that did not stop me from working for my people. I worked tirelessly for Market Milimani Ward until the last minute, Robert Alai, with a clear knowledge and conscience that I was never going to vie. All I wanted to do was to leave a legacy and also just do that is right. And like, one of the reasons, I know you'll ask me why politics. I was so successful in business. Of course, I told you, my people, some friends lied to me. That is one. And 2, I also thought I would get a better platform to employ and engage more youths in a manner that will actually increase, job employments. Yes. Little did I know that most politicians don't go with that mentality. They go to make money for themselves. Yeah. Robert Alai, I will tell you that I never at any given time acquired anything, even on one stall in Kisumu town, while I had the opportunity, while that was within my docket. I never at one time used the bursary funds to fund any of my relatives. I still did it with my personal money, because my conscience cannot allow me. And the same conscience that will not allow me to do those things are the same conscience that did not allow me to vie again. I didn't lose. I didn't vie again. And if I vied then, even as an MP, I would. And today, Robert Alai, if you do your polls here, ask any who can beat me as
once a politician, always a politician.
Nobody will beat me. Why? Because people believe in me. People have seen what I have done. The kind of structures that I've put, not to enable me amass wealth, but as I get the little that I get, the impact I have created in the society, the impact I have created in people's lives is more greater than that. And that's why there's a lot of confidence that comes when you mention my name as an aspirant. Yes. But again, on the contrary, I want, just like I told you, I'm a manager of resources, Robert Alai. Yes. I want to be given money and told to turn that money to make profits and create employment. So that's what I'm saying. When the right time comes, when given an opportunity, when God gives me life with no uncertainty, it may not be today, but someday I will be the governor. And I will govern that country in the manner that it deserves. Not to acquire wealth. No. Not to acquire money. Because some of these things we've seen them, and you'll not go with them to the grave. No. Just to make a change.
Just to create change. Yeah. Change came, and you, instead for defending your seat in 2017, you decided not to defend it. Why?
Of course, I realized.
You feared ODM.
I didn't fear ODM, and I've never feared anyone. I believe in ideologies. I love ODM as a party. And if there's one person that I value so much, and I'm saying this not because I'm going to vie, Israel, because of the changes he has brought in this county and this country. Then you'll only find millionaires in Ronda, in Thika Road. devolution.
Yes.
We have rich billionaires who didn't go to class 1. Isn't that an advantage?
Yes, and not scammers, real billionaires.
Real
People
billionaires. So, money, wealth has been distributed equally.
Yes.
We have gotten an opportunity now to make money. And like before, that will say Kisumu was, just a consuming. How do you say Kisumu is consuming and you have billions in the counties? Why don't you sit down with the county and give them a program on what you want to do to earn that money?
Yeah.
So that notion should neither be here or there. There's money. And who has brought this devolution? Who has brought these changes? Who has fought for even the freedom that some of us enjoy?
The father of devolution.
The father of devolution, we all know him. So I didn't fear ODM party, but I just thought it's not the right time for me. I do my things just like I told you from before. I plan my journey. If you don't plan your journey, then you're planning to fail.
Yes.
Robert, I know where I am today. And I know where I want to be in 20 years, if given life. So the most important thing that I pray for daily is good health and life. These other issues can always be conquered and can always be managed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it.
Left became, now after Fiaton politics, and then you became an events guru.
I must also say that I lost a lot of clients
Why?
when I became the MCA.
Yes.
Yeah, because now there are people who thought I was a big guy, I couldn't be reached. You come to my office, you find that 2 clients and 40 people wants to see me. The 2 clients are maybe number 18 and 20. Before I see all these people, the clients are gone. So actually, Robert,
You have to prioritize.
the sad thing that people really don't know, that by the time I was clearing my tongue, I was dead as broke, or broke as dead. And no, people ask me, how did you manage? Robert, I sold my only house, my only asset that I had after politics.
Yeah.
The palace that I built, Robert, at 26 years.
Yes.
I sold it after politics to enable me start the event.
Where did you build the house?
I built my house in Riyadh.
In Riyadh.
Yeah,
Upside
way before.
on, next to the hill.
Yeah, next
on
to
the hill, yeah.
Just opposite Grand Royal Suites. I started building my house when I was 24. I cleared it when I was 26. But I had to sell that house because that was the only asset I had.
How much did you sell the house?
I will not say the exact value, but it was good amount of money. It's good amount of money.
The one you're paid in cash, and you had to work with a you had to work.
And I was paid good money, Robert.
In cash.
In cash, and
you just decided to.
Yeah, a bit in back, a bit pole, and I would say I reinvested it well. At some point, I remember when I was selling my house, some people told my wife, Don't allow your husband to sell the house. Put an injunction. Why are you allowing your husband to sell the house? He is already broke. He's out of politics. He's going to, ruin your career. Rather, you have a house, even if he doesn't have a job. He's jobless. They used to call me jobless, So what did I do? I actually sold my house. I moved to a rental house. For quite some time, people could not understand me. And that's why you realize most of the time I'm a teetotaler and I just take my tea alone while I think. Because sometimes the closest people you have...
People didn't know that you are cutting costs.
Yeah, you have to cut costs.
Yeah.
Robert, a lot of sacrifice has to go under when somebody has to be successful.
Yes.
So that's how I started events. I went to, of course, the research started way before when I used to see opportunities. Because I'm also one of those guys that looked at opportunities everywhere. Opportunities also come when you're solving problems. There's a problem somewhere. How do you solve it? Now, that's an opportunity. I realized that there were so many events being done in Western Kenya by EBL then and Cork.
Yes.
Surprisingly, when I was starting my events, my number one targeted client was Cork and EBL. To date, they have never given me a single job. But not that I'm not successful.
No.
Because you have to have plan 1, plan B, plan C. So I used to see homeboys, Mosound getting their things down here. Then I'm like, there's an opportunity here. These guys are bringing all these things all the way from Nairobi.
Equipment, big, massive equipment.
Why can't I invest in the same thing here?
Why can't you have them here?
That kept on hitting my mind. I tried. There was one person then who was not very big, but I think he was comfortable. Yeah. So I decided to invest in the event industry. And while everybody was having the normal stage, I bought the real stage.
Yes.
I bought
the most expensive, yes.
While everybody was doing normal tents, I decided to buy an F-frame tent. And one of the things my friend asked me, are you normal? Who is going to hire this tent? But what did I say in the first? You have to be disruptive. You have to disrupt the market. Robert and I, you have to do the same thing people are doing, but do it differently.
Uniquely.
Uniquely.
Yes.
Because that's what people are looking at. You'll not tell me today that there's never been an auditor before. There's never been an accountant. There's never been, people who have hotels. But how do you do it in a manner that will impress other guys to give you an opportunity? And when that opportunity presents itself, are you up to the task? Are you going to deliver?
You delivered now Homeland events.
Yeah, that's Homeland event.
Yes.
I started it at a high scale.
Yes.
And I have always delivered. And
you
I
have
will
taken,
continue to deliver.
What's the cheapest tent somebody can hire for a day? Size, what seater? 50-seater?
Of course, they're the normal 50-seaters.
Yes.
That everybody again charges 2.5, 3.5. But me, I charge 4.5.
Okay.
But they're ever busy because of the quality and there's a lot of things that comes.
Yes. Then you have the most expensive one.
Then I have a tent that can do 10,000 people.
10,000 people sitting.
Sitting.
At
any given night.
What cost per day?
Of course, the tent that does something, I will charge about 600 or 700,000 only.
Yes.
Per day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
600,000 per day.
Yeah, that's good price because I know somebody who does like about 1.2 million per day for such a tent. Yeah. So I'm actually, I would say I'm one of the cheapest people.
Yeah.
But Robert, don't say.
How many days has somebody ever taken, like the tents, the big tent, the 10,000 people?
Are you trying to audit me
No.
directly?
Yeah, it's this audit.
No.
I'm trying to understand.
Of course, Robert, when you take my tent for more days, I give you more discount.
Oh, more discount. Oh.
And also, we've had
I've seen it around. I've seen it in, that one was a smaller one, in Ahero. I've seen it, next to the road, and people say that, that's Homeland's tent.
Yeah.
Because it comes with a lorry.
And like so many people who do, event is wide and big.
Yes.
And one thing I love about Nairobi is people have specialized.
Yes.
It's not a choice.
Yeah.
Because, when you have so many people, so many people in the industry, and then people decide to specialize, that means you get the best out of everyone. But unlike in Nairobi, in Kisumu, these things are not there. So Homeland is forced to have everything. So I'll say, in Kenya,
you're forced to have the tent, the sound.
One-stop shop. I think we are only 3 companies that you can walk to and get the tent, the sound, the screen, the toilet, the generator. Only 3 in Kenya. 3.
You?
I would say, probably, I don't want to market the rest, but of course we are only 3. Let them get also an opportunity to market themselves. But there are 3. We are only 3 in Kenya.
Just mention them.
I'm not mentioning them.
Yeah.
But you see, if you look at Homeboys,
yes.
Homeboys is good in his own space. He only does audiovisual. He doesn't have tents, he doesn't have sanitation, he doesn't have hand wash. If you go to Mosound, he only does that. If you go to guys who do tents, they only do tents and they don't do screens and all those things. So I stand at a better place to negotiate with the client and convince him to take everything under one roof. So that's a leverage that has come with bringing all these things together. And that's why within a short time, you find my name so up. We've only been in the industry for 2.5 years.
2.5 years?
Yeah, only. And you see, we are playing in the market with people who have been in the industry for 30 years. It's not an easy game. And they put in the respect and recognizes me.
I saw you recently in Uganda.
Yeah. delivering
the work in Uganda? How has it been? Crossing the border with these massive tents. The non-trade barrier, the trade barriers which you guys
actually acts like a bottleneck. There's a lot of bottleneck when you want to deal with these other countries. But there's one thing I went to do in Uganda. I actually went to look for opportunities. Then COVID was there, and there was no gathering, and we have equipment, we have loans, we have staff to employ. So it was an opportunity for me to reflect and go out of my zone, the things that now I'm telling you about. So I went to Uganda for 10 days. Robert, why do I say it's a sacrifice? I leave my family here, I leave my wife here. I go to a town I've never been. I sleep in a dingy place. I risk being in a motorcycle every day for the pursuit of a better future, a better tomorrow. And that's exactly what I was doing there. So Robert, I learned a lot from Uganda. And just like in Kenya, Uganda there's also specialization. Somebody who does tents, somebody who does things. But I came with something from there. If by any chance they will ever lock our country again, and there's no opportunity, there's an opportunity there.
Big opportunity.
There's a big opportunity there. And guys spend And like Kenya, Uganda spend. Uganda celebrates anything and everything. I was even shocked in Uganda, if your husband has been in Nairobi for 1 week, when he comes back, then you sort out the bedroom, you make the bedroom, and you pay somebody to do it. Robert.
You redo the bedroom.
You redo the bedroom, put flowers, do the love in the bed and everything. It's
Marashi.
a normal thing in Uganda. Robert, in Uganda, there's a building, a mall, that has 200 event guys.
Why?
Don't ask me why. That means there's something there.
Mm.
There's something there. There's an opportunity there. You will not walk anywhere in Kenya, even in Nairobi, and find any mall with 2 event guys. Tell me if you know. None. But in Uganda, we have one building that has 200 of them. Meaning, in short, there's a lot that we can learn from our neighbors. We are not the best as we think. And are you aware that Ugandans do better setups than us? Are you aware that Uganda you can only compare with Nigeria?
In setups.
In setups.
Mm.
They do setups that, if only given the photo, they turn space to Hollywood. We have not reached that level.
Mm.
We will only reach that level if we learn from those who have reached in that level. So my pursuit for knowledge, skills, and idea will still lead me to this direction until such a time that we are able to deliver the same things that they're delivering here.
And Uganda is very near.
It's near.
Yeah.
And unlike Tanzania, there's a mutual understanding. Doing business in Uganda is not hard as doing business in Tanzania. Because I also met some Luos there who have been there permanently for far too long.
Some Kenyans,
Yeah, and they're still there. So I think, guys, it's an opportunity to go out of the country and try to find out what new ventures we can do. As a person, I would say during COVID, we were so affected. You know, the event industry, the event space was affected. The hotels were affected. And today, they're still affected. So if you have the opportunity to go outside and probably find a way of doing things, this is the time. This is the time to go out there and look at what you can do. So, Robert Alai, that's possible. Yes. Even you as a person,
yes,
you should not only restrict yourself here.
To Kenya.
Don't.
You should not. That's why, you know, they should go, you know, Siala, and the way Siala is even in Uganda. So Siala, not, but you know, coming with your experience of events, I'm just still wondering, because, you know, Kisumu is a lakeside city, but you're not utilizing the blue economy, the lake as a resource, and we are not doing much activities on the lake apart from fishing. So, you know, what are the opportunities in lake events? You know, doing a big boat, having people go out there, partying in the lake at night. What do you think the opportunities are?
You know, Robert Alai, one of the things that has not enabled Kisumu grow to the level, you know, it has a stunted growth. It is not our liking, but I think it is because on the side that we have been politically. There's no country, there's no town, there's no city that can grow without the government in place blessings, that you know. And for sure, we are proud today because of the handshake. Within a period of 2 years, you've actually been able to see what handshake can do. You know,
whoa,
a lot of things have been transformed.
Yes, people are just speaking. People don't understand. You know, tell them the lakefront has changed.
They have not seen it, so you cannot blame them, Robert Alai.
Completely.
And also, you know, people have been blocked from seeing the lakefront.
Yes.
But the day the lakefront will be opened,
yes,
I think people will be shocked.
Yes.
Because the kind of massive investment, massive infrastructures that have been put there, that forever will be there. Because if there's going to be a training school,
yes,
for Navy guys,
I saw the marine
there's going to be, you know, what more opportunities do we want?
I see even the state lodge, they're upgrading.
They're upgrading it now, actually. They're putting the fence.
Yes.
So I think more will come. But we have also been in the wrong political side. We have been in the opposition for far too long.
We have paid because of our politics.
But we still don't regret, because
we also brought change to the country.
We have brought change to the country. Yes. So a lot has happened. A lot is happening in the lakefront, and I think I'm one of the few blessed guys who live in the lakefront, in the beachfront.
You bought a house in the lake.
Yeah, of course, a lot happened, and even after leaving my house, I came to events now. I thank God I have a humble house next to the breeze, so I just feel the breeze. But also a lot happened during, I think there was a level of water upsurge last year.
Did it affect your house?
No, it affected 90% of the people that I know, 90% of my friends who lived at the beach. And I think now people are so hysterical about living next to the beach. I think it is something that will take quite a bit of time. People were really affected. The house was submerged. And so if such a thing was to happen again, I think nobody will want a repeat of the same to happen. Yeah, but there's a lot that can be done also in the lakefront. But unlike so many lakefront, like if you go to, I don't know if you've been in Tebe.
In Tebe, Mwanza, I've been there.
Been there.
You know, you
look
see
at the beachfront.
Yes.
You know,
it's very nice. Very, you know, but
we will not talk about the lakefront if we don't address the sewage line.
Yes.
Because if you look at even the things that are growing, what is propelling it? It is the sewer lines that are being directed to the lake. So before we start conversing and talking about how we can beautify the lakefront,
yes,
a conversation, an honest conversation need to be put in place in a manner that we need to see how these effluents that are being drained in the lake, that are actually acting as a fertilizers
to the seaweed, to the lakeweed. The lakeweed.
Yeah, and then it's blocking the lakefront.
It's killing the lake.
So how do you want to talk about a lakefront if there's seaweed, there's how do you call it, hyacinth all over?
Yeah.
So an honest conversation needs to come.
Yes.
And that honest conversation can only start by the government in place that needs to put the sewer lines also in place, because sewer line is not something me and you will do. It is an infrastructure that should be done. But
you know, Kiwasco used to brag that they used to recycle the sewers and not drain it into the lake.
Robert, there's so many places that many people can work with you and actually tell you this is a raw sewer going into the lake. Yeah, it is in the public domain.
Yeah, it's killing the lake. Yeah, but you know, there are opportunities in the lake transport, lake sports. You know, we are lake weddings.
Have you seen? We have islands in the lake.
Yes.
How
many are there? There's Makoko.
There's so many.
The Kisaka, the Migingos, the small ones.
People put a lot of money, like our MP of this place. Yes. He has actually put a lot. You know, building in an island, Robert, is not easy.
Yeah.
When you have to carry bricks, kokoto in a boat.
Yes. And take to the other side.
There. You know. Then when the person is now successful, you want to call them names. Do you know building in the island? There's no power. There's no day you're going to get power in the island. You know, Kenya KPLC, where is it going to pass? You have to get your own power.
Do underwater.
Yeah? You do have to do your own solar or do something else. The insecurity that comes with it. The government will not come and, provide the securities in the island. Yeah. They should, but they don't do it. So a lot comes with this. So it's also an opportunity to market Kisumu and tell people that if you happen to be in Kisumu County, you need to visit some of those islands. They are nice, exquisite sites that you just go and drink and enjoy.
And it's not Kisumu only, it's Siaya, Kisumu, Homa Bay, Migori, all lakefront.
Yeah, the lakefront, Robert, has a lot of opportunities because if you look at Kisumu, unlike before, you'll bring goods by rail and then take them by sea.
By lake, yeah?
Yeah, so by sea. You bring it by sea, of course, then bring them by rail here, they now take them by lake. You can take whatever you're taking to Uganda.
Yes.
You can take whatever you're taking to Tanzania.
Yes.
So Kisumu seems to be the best place opportunities when it comes to water transport.
Yes.
So
because you can serve Tanzania.
If the blueprint we are hearing or seeing is anything to go by, then Robert, Kisumu is yet to disrupt. And it will disrupt the entire economy. And people in Kisumu will be happy. The sacrifices Kisumu and the entire Nyanza regions have made by being in the wrong place in terms of the government, our kids, our grandkids will enjoy it. Yeah, let us suffer for now, but the people coming after us will enjoy it. Yes.
Thank you very much. I think that's a very nice journey, a nice way to end this interview with Eddy Anayo, entrepreneur, business disruptor, and a man from Kisumu by heart. But the funny thing is that Eddy has, everything is big. Everything he does is big. You know, entrepreneurship is big, car hire is big, events is big, politics is big. And he has 2 watches. Eddy, why? Why 2?
Yeah, I think, Robert, I've been having these 2 watches since I was 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like so many.
Why are you having 2 watches? I can't even...
and I can't even do one.
Which is your best?
Yeah.
Which is your best? Your best, like, which make do you like?
Timberland, there's Edifice,
Yes,
And
Seiko Ediface.
yeah, and actually, I have friends who send them for me
From
for free.
abroad.
Yeah, of course. But currently now,
Why do you have two? Why two?
I have two because one actually does the Kenyan time,
The other one does.
the other one does the China time. Huh?
Why China?
I do a lot of business with China, and most of the equipment I buy from China. So I need to know, before I talk to them, I
Why
need to
don't
check my
just
watch.
have a smartwatch which can swipe China, swipe?
No, that
New
can
York?
that can also happen, but then it's my choice to have two, and that it suits me that way, and I can.
And you have three phones or four phones?
I used to have 5, but I've actually now reduced to three because there's a time actually my 5 phones were actually stolen, and I went to the police station to do an OB, and everybody was shocked because they were amounting to about 780,000.
Then people asking you why.
There were people asking me, why do I walk with a car, in hands? But there's a reason why people have phones, and they serve me well.
Yeah.
And
For your business also,
for my business, I need them because
I have like 7, 8 numbers of yours.
yeah, but you
they have changed some of them for business. Some.
Yeah, over time I will leave some of those phones because on inceptions of business, I have to be so much in touch with my business. Then at some time I need to release. So I release some of those numbers to the businesses.
Yeah.
So I actually don't abandon any of my number, but given time, with time I release them to the business. Yeah, so that I also need to take time to relax. Yeah.
The other thing, Eddie, with business is that you have to do a lot with social media, like the digital now.
Yeah.
So some of the websites you visit, when you wake up in the morning as an entrepreneur and somebody want to catch up with the news, you want to understand the new skills, you want to research. Yeah. What are some of your top 5 websites?
Top 5, there's one of entrepreneur and motivation.
Yes.
Every day I wake up, that's the first one I go to and look at what's new, what's there to learn from. You'll always get blogs about these rich guys and what they have done on a daily basis. So, of course, it's my dream one day to appear there. So that only happens if you also know. You have to be ready to prepare yourself on how you need to conduct yourself or what you need to do to have an opportunity to be there. So that's one of them. Number 2, of course, I will try and look at Twitter. Because Twitter is the fastest way of knowing what is trending in a day. Unlike Facebook, where you find so many photos, some of them will confuse you in the setup.
Photos of cats.
Photos of whether it's edited, whether it is Photoshop. Like today, we woke up to very funny ones. But Twitter is my second one that I will go to. Then, of course, I will check the newspaper, flip them on.
You buy digital or physical newspaper?
No, I buy digital.
Yes.
Yeah, and then, of course, I will go to my pages, my social media pages and see what any inquiry of businesses that has been brought in.
The inbox, Which one do you use a lot for you?
For events, IG works the most.
Instagram,
Instagram and Facebook for events really, really work for me.
Yes.
Yeah, so those are some of because you can't do business without the social media.
You have a wife, you're married, yeah?
Very married.
So you're not doing things like Tinder?
No. I'm actually blessed with a beautiful wife, and taking back the line, I will still marry my wife.
The same one?
Yeah. Today, if, I normally hear people say, me today, taking back the line, I will still marry the same one. Because she understands me. Without her, I would be where I am today. I will wake up and tell her I am going to UK in the evening, and she will not question, why didn't you tell me in the morning or 3 days before? She understands. I will tell her, baby, we are selling this house today, and she'll ask me, what time are we leaving? Are we selling plus all the equipments, or we only carry our clothes? Because she knows I do it with a purpose. Yes. She trusts me 100%, and she knows. And she prays for me. My wife is equally a good believer. And Robert Alai, if there's one thing that we do in a daily basis, my family, every day before we sleep, actually we hold our hands together and pray as a family. Yeah, and
how big is the family? You have kids?
Yeah, in Africa, they say you don't count your kids, but I think I am blessed.
Yeah, you're blessed.
When a Prado cannot fit your family, and now you have to use a van.
That's very good.
They know you're blessed.
Yeah, so you have to buy a very good van, and the van can double us as the bus for her.
Because a Prado, carry only 7 people, but my family is bigger than 7, so I am blessed. Yeah.
So apart on phones, let's go back to phones. Which brand do you use? Android or you on?
I think I do mix and match.
Yes.
Yeah, I have an iPhone 12. I have an iPhone 11. I have an S. Android, Samsung. I have a Note 10. Yeah,
You're wasting a lot of money, man.
gadgets.
Donate those things.
Being
Next
also
time, you can give us one you give to one of our
those
viewers.
are assets, Robert, because now if you ask me my worth, even as I'm working, you know, I know my worth. But I fear now, after seeing what happened in Nairobi 2 weeks ago,
Unaweza kupigwa ngeta.
the kind of thing that is so scaring, Robert,
Yes,
alive.
yes.
And I think I decided now whenever I'm going to town, I'll only carry 2 phones.
Why two? You carry one.
Two.
You carry nothing.
No, because
And now
I think
every
the two
phone,
most important.
every phone is dual SIM.
Of course, you know, the only problem with those SIM, some of them is when somebody tries to look for you on the other line, when you're on the other line, you miss a very important coin.
Yes.
The only advantage of having independent phones is that you will always find a message, you will always get that call. Yes. It will just not go unforeseen. So even if it is going, you know, returning the call after 1 day or after a few hours, you will always ensure.
Yeah.
You can imagine Robert Alai, you know, Raila calling you and you know he finds your number busy, you know. You never get such an opportunity.
Computers. Yeah. You use computers, you know, in the office and personal laptop, you go with which one?
Personal laptop, I go with Mac Air. Yeah, in the office, in the house, I do the Apple, the big one. As much as I utilize it. I must confess, Robert, here, I am not a good tech person. It is one of the things I am learning.
You do have a website for the company?
We have an website of the company that is www.homelandevents.co.ke.
Okay, it's very good you went for .co.ke.
We need to develop it more.
Yeah.
I am not good in tech, but that is one thing that I'm learning now. Okay. I'm actually underutilizing the gadgets I have.
Yes.
Yeah,
because you invested a lot on them.
I've invested a lot on them, and actually they should work for me.
Yeah.
Those are systems that actually, if
personal car saizi kuna Mercedes convertible.
There used to be a time when I used to be a fan of vehicles. But nowadays, some of those cars can just stay in the parking for far too long, even before being driven. And so I have decided to use some of those cars for weddings.
Okay.
One of my hotcake cars is a convertible, you know, Mercedes CLK that, of course, goes for about 30 to 40K, you know, for 6 hours for a wedding.
6 hours.
Yeah. So I've actually turned my cars to mint money, you know, when I'm not using
money
them.
for you, yeah.
Mercedes S600, Mercedes X500, you know. These are machines.
Cars,
these are machines that, if utilized well, can give you good return. So I don't buy them actually to floss with them, but they also generate income for me. So I both enjoy, at the same time, they also bring in money for me.
Bring you income.
Yeah.
Asante sana. Thank you, living by the lake. 5 phones, 2 watches. Asante sana, Eddy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Be blessed.
Be blessed.